Hold up, guys. I'm about to connect my headphones, or my earphones. I mean my speakers. Actually, that's the only way I'm able to record properly. But okay, so we're gonna get on with the video. This is why school makes us stupid. I do have a couple of reasons. Oh, not reasons, but I have a couple of sort of thoughts upon why or what he'd be able to say. I think one of them would be that maybe school should be putting sort of like more enthusiasm inside of their their content and what they're trying to engage the students in. But yeah, let's just get started with the video. Stop talking, Leo.
Does anybody else find it insane how much of our childhood we spend in a classroom?
Hell no.
As soon as you're old enough to be in a room without shitting your pants, bam, you're just thrown into kindergarten.
Right.
And from that day until you're 18, school becomes your full-time job. 5 days a week, 10 months a year for 14 years. And even then, it's still not over, because if you want a job other than serving fries, well, lucky you get to spend 4 more years in college or university. In that amount of time getting educated, you think we'd all be geniuses walking around contemplating Shakespeare's use of metaphors while simultaneously calculating the parabola of the sun's descent in order to figure out the time we should head home to our wife who's waiting with a protractor to see if tonight we can achieve an obtuse angle in the bedroom rather than a cube. Well, obviously something went wrong, because last time I checked, our world is littered with dumb people. Like, I constantly find myself being blown away reading emails by how many people lack basic writing skills, or the amount of people in line at a store who can't do the simplest math to calculate their change.
I mean,
Yet,
it's
all
just
these
the
people
series
spent
stupid.
years in school. So what happened? The problem is that we're not learning, we're regurgitating. Because we're only taught what we need to know to pass a test, not pass at life. So for years we repeat the cycle of constantly memorizing useless facts for a grade, and then forgetting it all a few days later, since by then we've gone in secure empty trap.
Okay, so the reason for that would be because we don't actually get engaged in it properly, which I would think that if we were to have a more fun experience learning and interacting with others, maybe then we would be able to retain that information in our deep sectors of our brain. But instead we're just temporarily storing it to where we can pass a test to get 100 on it, or at least get 80 on it, and then just throw it all away as if it was non-existent. I mean, that's my thought.
That shit from our minds to make room for the next batch of useless information.
Yep.
Information that you just Googled today if you really needed to know. Also, now that I'm an adult, I can officially confirm what we all knew as kids. And that's nearly everything we're taught has never applied once in my everyday life. And believe it or not, I was actually an A student. Yet now when I look back at my tests and assignments, I have no idea what any of this crap is.
Nope.
So if what we're being taught has no use in our adult lives, then what use does a kid have learning it? I mean, there I am, my balls haven't even dropped, yet I'm learning equations to calculate the density of my balls and the speed of the drop. A big reason why I believe our world is full of so many uneducated people is because school kills our desire to want to learn. Education becomes something we all quickly learn to hate, which is really sad, because you think education is something kids would enjoy. Like when you're a kid and new to the planet, you have a million questions about everything. That's why we bug our parents all day asking, why this, mommy, why that? But once school begins, that curiosity quickly fades.
Kills.
We stop asking why, we start asking why. It also doesn't help that school doesn't take consideration to what we want to learn about. Even subjects you didn't care for, if they were taught in a more engaging way, you might have realized a whole passion you never thought you had, changing your entire direction in life. To this day, I'll often come across a random subject from elementary school again, like, say, ancient Egypt, and I'll think, holy shit, how did they build the pyramids, man? This is mind-blowing! But back then, you didn't care, because it wasn't taught in an interesting way. And you were so busy memorizing the spelling of people's names, years of birth, and other random useless facts that you had no time to actually be interested in what you were learning about.
That is exactly what I'm talking about.
Fuck Shakespeare! Every single year from grade 6 till my second year of university, I had a class where we spent some time studying Shakespeare. I mean, why? I mean, the writing is 400 years old. Back then, English was like a different language. I mean, it still makes no sense to me to this day.
Okay, so yeah, I do have a comment with this because just last year, 10th grade, I had to read, I had to memorize a whole chapter of Shakespeare's content, and dude, I'm not even gonna kid you, I had no idea what 3/4 of all that content even meant. One word, if you were to tell me to go back and read one word and just to describe to you what it means, I would have not one clue. You could give me $1 million if I told you what it was, I would have no idea. I really wouldn't. I mean, it's useless though, because it is like this guy said, 400-year-old language. I mean, who's gonna use perfect English as of today? We have such so much slang that we have integrated into our heads that we have no idea what the fuck thus means. I mean, some of us do, but me, I don't know what thus means. What am I gonna do with that? I mean, Thus far, I don't know what the fuck that means. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but I don't know. If they would have taught it a little bit better, I would have had more than liked that to actually like learn that. But it's just, I don't know.
If you want kids to maybe get something out of English class, maybe give them something that's actually written in English.
Yeah.
Oh my God, genius! Also, I am convinced if Shakespeare wrote in modern day English, teachers would find the stories disgusting. It'd be like reading prequels to 50 Shades of Grey in class. Well, I guess the lesson here is that if you write anything in old-fashioned English, then thou can say anything, and they who come hither to question their writing skills shall be banished from whence they came. And that's a big problem with schools, that so much of what we're taught is about the world of our past, and so little has anything to do with our present world.
Yep.
And isn't that the whole point of school, to prepare us for the world ahead of us, not behind us? Look, I'm not against school. I think the idea of school is great. In fact, some of my best memories are just being around all the random weird people you meet through the years at school. My issue with school is the system of how we're taught. Because how much can you truly learn being surrounded by four walls each day? And then you get home, and then you can't even relax because you have hours of homework to do. And it leaves us with no time to actually just clear our minds and think or explore the world firsthand.
Yeah.
Isn't that what education should really be about?
Yes.
Instead, school teaches us not to question what we're taught, to abide by the textbook, think within the box of a rubric, and do what the teacher says. Like there's some almighty authority figure.
Really is so bad.
It's no wonder when we graduate, we wear a square on our head, just to make sure everyone knows how great we are at thinking inside the box.
Inside the box.
It feels like the goal is to raise us to be suitable employees, not suitable people. When you think about it, school kind of feels like a giant practice run of waking up at unhealthy hours every morning 5 days a week so we can get used to that 9 to 5 lifestyle. And then to ensure we transition to that 9 to 5 life, we have to pay tens of thousands of dollars just to go to college or university. It puts many people in debt and forces many to start working jobs they hate right away. Education.
Okay, so yeah, I do have another comment right there. This is the reason that I started YouTube and my YouTube channel. I mean, I know that I haven't grown that much since 2014, but this is the reason that I don't want to like have to go to a 9 to 5 job every single day for the rest of my life. Because I mean, I want to be my own boss. I don't want to be bossed around by somebody who's going to pay me near minimum wage. I mean, I may get a job to where it's like $20 an hour, but why would I want $20 an hour to where I could probably make about $1,000 a day and be happy with life? I mean, I want to be able to go on that cruise ship nearly every summer for that full summer of 3 months. I don't want to be in a vacation that only lasts about like 2 or 3 weeks and then have to go back to work for the rest of the year. I mean, who wants to live like that? It's brutal the way that the system works, but it's the way that the government, I mean, not the government, but it's just that the way that this society has adapted, that it's thrown everybody off. It's horrible.
Is the most important part of our lives because it builds the foundation of who we are as people.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the problems with today's world are a result of our poor education system. Because when your education system creates uninformed people with no curiosity to learn who are forced to work jobs they hate to pay debt from school, well, it's no wonder our world is a mess. That's my rant on the education system, and
It's pretty bad, yeah.
by the way, all those teachers always telling me to stop talking in class. Well, I'm still talking. So what you gonna do about it, motherfucker? Woo!
Okay, but yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. I'll be leaving a link in the description about what this video was, like what the URL was. So if you want to like go back and like watch it, you'll be more than welcome to. But yeah, guys, I mean, education. I mean, it's good. I mean, I like it. I mean, sometimes I do wish that I was back in school. But other times, once I'm back in school, I'm like, man, why do these teachers like have to force us to read out of a textbook, memorize tons of like text that we're not even gonna remember whenever the next summer comes? Why, like, it's weird. I don't know. I mean, just comment down below what you guys think. Please like this video if you like the video. This is my first reaction video, so if you would, please just leave me your comments below, basically, yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I plan on doing a whole lot more content like this. So yeah, thank you guys.